Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are currently planning on a war with these three nations, and we've got our armies ready to go here, in before barbarians immediately attack as soon as we declare this, but you know, that's normal. We are working on our manpower city that we designated down here. We need to do some city development, no doubt about that. Build cost and build time would be phenomenal. So that's all fine. 64.4 gold? Okay, we'll definitely queue up a second conscription camp here. That is good. We want to get our manpower income coming up, but we're currently approximately maxed. So that's fine. We're not actually currently maxed, but it floats around. We're approximately maxed. So we should be able to knock these two out fairly quickly, I think. Okay, yeah, this is still uncolonized. So that's okay, but our cultural situation here is not fantastic, right? I want to check in really quickly on the pop info. 640. Okay, that's very slow. Well, we're working on the religious conversion right now. That's going to be done in 536. That's a lot faster. So that's good. And we do have some pop growth coming on here. I'm wondering right now, what would we be able to move in here? Just Mon culture. Okay, that's not great. Not great at all. And we're basically maxed on our manpower. We're just waiting at this point on this diplomacy, and then we're going to do this campaign over here. So that seems fine. If we can get the right culture in here, there's quite a lot of colonizable territory that we can reach once this campaign is over. So there is that. That'll also start to get us up into China, and the number of pops up here is spooky, no doubt about that. Our number of pops is 432. So we're not going to be really able to compete too much with these guys yet. We'll get there. There'll be a lot more pops that we have by the time we get there, but we're slowly making our way through it, for sure. I do want to hop down here and get another conscription camp going here. We want to continue to boost up the manpower here. So we'll be able to get another queued up eventually as well. That all looks good. We definitely have our 3 fora here, and that is going to be increasing the local freeman desired ratio. And, I mean, yes, this looks like it's a very small amount of manpower that this is producing us right now, and it kind of is, but we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. There's only 20 pops here right now, and that number will go up. Quite a lot, in fact. So that seems good. We're at 56% on our diplomacy at this juncture, and we're slowly making our way through there. Now, we are going to be working on some research cities here. Specifically, we're going to be looking to build academies here. Let's see, that is the citizen and the noble output. So we want to build not just... No, we do want... Interesting. These don't actually give desired ratio. Hang on. So previously, what I would always do for research cities is 3 academies into 3 libraries. But that may actually be different now. So that's interesting. It doesn't give desired ratio for citizens or nobles. So that does actually change things to some degree. Grand theaters are, of course, not ideal. Let's see if there's a new structure that does do that. So Court of Laws would give us citizen desired ratio. That would be okay. Noble desired ratio, to be honest, never really made a lot of sense to me. So citizen desired rate... Okay, it's noble districts. Okay. So for a research city, 3 noble districts will boost up the noble desired ratio by 15%. Which is more than what a court of law will do for citizens. So that makes sense. And then after that, you can build 3 academies to boost up the output by 15%. And then spam the research points from the libraries. After that, that's a lot of building slots. No doubt about that. But that does give you some interesting multipliers there. So that might actually be a functional way to go about doing it. That's definitely a change. I wonder if that's something that Terra Indomita does, because under the base game, at least in the last version that I played, academies definitely gave noble desired ratios, and noble districts did not exist. So that is certainly noted. However, noble output is interesting because if we view the pop info here, we can look at our nobles here, or that's actually just the optimal ratio. I want to look at the nobles here. We can see, what do they output? Just research points. So if we look at citizens, they output manpower and research points. So optimizing for citizens and nobles is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, which would end up meaning we could get Court of Laws in there as well. At that point, we're looking at 9 structures, and then we could have like 5 libraries. That's certainly interesting when you have this quantity of available buildings, but we're not going to have that in all of the cities that we want to make be research cities. So that's definitely something to think about. I'm also interested in seeing if we can build any more of these, specifically after we conquer these areas. We're at 76% on that right now, so maybe we should save up our treasury for the time being, but I do kind of want to get this city finished up. That's going to require constructing 2 additional conscription camps, including the demolition of this port. So that seems reasonably fine for now. We can certainly get that going. And we can see we're up to 6 manpower per month out of this city. Now 7. That is looking, you know, slightly better. But it will continue to improve over time. It will get a lot better than this. So it seems to me like for some of these smaller cities, manpower might be the way to go. A duel to the death is the only way to fix it. Fantastic. So that means that we lost our civic researcher, which is going to be this guy. Cool. I want to make sure that all of these guys are currently loyal, and they are. Oh, they'll accept the situation in time. So our leader died. That's not surprising in the slightest. I'm still going to go civic focus here, and we are going to go on construction focus. Okay. Oh, this guy is now officially disloyal. Okay. So we're going to need to give him free hands. That's very rude, but please stop. This guy is apparently also... Nope, this is the same guy. Get back there. Okay. So now that we've got our leadership wrangled, we're going to need to get them back into position. Our diplomacy is going to finish up soon. Not next month, but the month after. So that looks good. We're at 6,000 overall manpower. And we're still making progress over here. Now, I want to get rid of that fort and max out this city on manpower. So that looks good. Our manpower gains are going up by quite a lot. And now we have our CB on these guys. So, if we declare this, they're in an alliance over here, and they're in a defensive league with both of these. So, in theory, all of these are going to be in this war. Yes, that is correct. This is what we want. Okay, so all of them are in this. We're going to immediately walk in here, and these guys are going to walk in up over here. We're going to attack out this way. We lack access. They should be in this war. They are in the war. Oh, we lack access because we had the Navy selected. That would do it. Okay, so we're going to hop down over here, and we're going to cap this. Now, I'm a little concerned about troop count up this way. We'll see how that goes. We're going to cap here and attack these guys. I'm hoping for a stack wipe there. It's likely-ish to happen. So we're going to attack here and lay siege. This is now under control here. So I want to make our way up to this state capital. That's going to cap a lot of areas over here, but of course, this fort's zone of control is going to prevent some of that. That's okay. So, we did not stack wipe this. That's okay. Now, this is taken, and I'm wondering, yeah, there is a settlement up here. Let's head up here. I'm thinking about this. I think this force should send a unit here while these guys head north. I think that's our best way to go about this. Okay. They're not actually making progress here because they have too few men. That's intriguing. It's only a fort level 1. Why are they not making progress? Are they going to have the siege here? I don't know. Our siege got stolen from us before. Okay, we're actually sieging this. That's intriguing. I guess it's fort level 1. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's steal this siege from these guys if we can. That would be phenomenal. Then these units are going to finish up here. Okay, spread of idea looks good. Cool. So all of this will now be capping in theory. Well, all of this up here that they control. And then down here, this is going to require capping this fort. So I'd like to make our way out over here and start sieging the fort up this way. Now, they've apparently hired mercenaries back here. So that's noted. I'm going to pull this unit out of here so that it can be a bit of a rapid response force between both of these areas. And that'll be fine for now. So we'll need to progress these sieges, right? That is going to be very high importance. This up here is very rude. But okay. I guess they're going to be sieging up there. We might not get all of this territory because of that. It is very, very rude. Okay. So I'm noting the forces that are here. I'm just going to put these guys here for the time being. Okay. So these are here. They're heading this direction. That seems reasonably fine for right now. So we're going to continue to let these sieges happen. I'm not necessarily okay with what's going on up here, but we can't really stop it. These guys are just kind of chilling. They're not actually doing anything. So the mercs are kind of useless right now. Sounds good. No problem there. So they've started a siege here. We're sieging the majority of these areas, though. So that sounds good. At this point, I'd like to go try to steal this siege. And I'm going to send these 2 units to do it. We're making good progress on the rest of these sieges. Okay, they're heading out this direction. This siege is now over. I'm going to bring these forces southward. I see these guys heading south, and then, of course, there's this force here that I'd like to deal with. So we're going to go down and do exactly that. We're starting up kind of our own siege over here, but we'll see if we're able to steal that from them. It'd be good if we were, but if we can't, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I don't want to really spend gold on this, but we don't really have an option. So we're going to need to move these guys down over here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So over they head. This siege will be done shortly, and I think we're stealing this siege. I don't know about this one. We'll see if we are able to get it or not. It would be ideal, but it's not necessary to our plan. Okay, we'll let the looting be gentle here. We finished up this siege, so I would like to go intercept the force that's currently down here. Wonderful. They're currently heading northward, so into Lake Dambach. That's okay. And he is indeed but a modest man. Okay, so we're grouping up these lads, and we're going to go take out their mercs. We do have a military tradition available, and let's just grab, say, Coastal Sea combat bonus and Riverine combat bonus. That's decent. All of these are decent for Navy anyway. Let's take the light infantry discipline, though. We do have a lot of light infantry units, so for the time being, that seems reasonably fine. We're going to attempt to attack these guys down here. There's a legal challenge. Very rude. And we'll see what happens with this siege. That's the only real question at this point. So this is showing that our side might lose here. I don't think we're going to lose here. We should not lose this under any circumstances. Yeah. So, I mean, we didn't really arrive together, but I guess it's fine. We win that fairly easily, and that seems good. We're at 91 war score right now. And we do need to start grabbing some of this territory in case we don't actually get this siege. Yeah, they got that siege. Okay, that's unfortunate. So they got the siege here, and at this point, the question is... Oh, barbarians? Okay. The question is, can we cap anything that's out over here? right? And the answer is yes, we can. So we would just not get these 2 locations. And I'm just waiting on this unit to finish up its siege here. There we go. Now we're going to come in over this way. I want all of these units to come in over here. And then these guys are going to as well. Cool. So in we go there, and we'll wrap up this war. We're not going to get these 2 locations, but honestly, that's okay. I'm wondering how strong these guys are, though. I mean, they don't seem that strong. They're 239. Okay. Cool. So we'll eliminate those barbarians for now. They're going to retreat out this direction. That's okay. And we'll cap this. And that's as much war score as we're going to get. I'm going to let the barbarians walk in before we end this war, though, because I'd like to put our forces down immediately. And we'll just stack wipe those barbarians, and we'll now end this war. Oh, actually, they ended their war, so we have 100% war score at this point. Yeah, we don't get these 2 territories. That's fine. So we're going to be taking all of the things, is the answer. How much AE is this going to be? 24 AE? It's fine. We're okay with that. So this territory is going to be all ours. Fantastic. And we're going to lose half a point of AE for each of these. So that is great. Let's put down our levies at this juncture. So we'll disband all levies. There we go. And we need a governor for Funan. And this should probably be, ideally, a Scorned family, but there isn't a Scorned family available. Okay. Is it really Scorned if there are no one available to work a job? That's my question. We're going to need to start converting the populace. That's absolutely fine. I'm absolutely okay with leaving this on pop conversion speed. No problem there. And this levy didn't actually get disbanded. Presumably, he's too disloyal. Okay. What a jerk. We're going to persuade him. And now he's no longer as disloyal. So we'll disband all levies. There we go. Cool. So that looks good. We're at 170 gold right now. I do want to come in over here. Yeah, this is maxed out. We're getting 7 manpower per month. Sure. Looks good. So citizens are moving in. We like this. That is phenomenal. Very, very good. All of this territory is now ours. And the question is, can we build any slave estates? Or, well, we could. Can we build any mines or farming settlements or enclosures here? And apparently the answer to that is no, we cannot. So in that case, this is probably fine as is. Do we want to keep around these forts? I feel like this fort is a little bit odd, but the rest of them are pretty decent. A fort here would make sense. This fort should maybe be moved to be more like here or even here. Maybe both locations. But this one's pretty good. This one's okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think we'll leave these forts as is. I'm going to leave these forts as well. They're very useful for controlling access to this choke point by land, and that seems good. So at this point, I want to check in 37. Okay. So we'll build in another trireme. That sounds good. What else are we interested in building at this point? Well, we're still working on these missions, right? So we need to expand trade in Candace. We need political influence for that. We need to build a foundry. We need technology for that. So we're still kind of stuck as far as these missions go, but we are making reasonably solid progress down here now. I would like to start working on our primary research city here in Panay. And I feel like the way to go on this really would be to build the noble districts and the court of laws and the academies, and then build libraries. That will produce some amount of manpower as well as some amount of research. And that might not be a bad thing to do as like a base building pattern for our cities. Overall, that might not be bad. I want to get the noble district going first, so we'll get that underway. Looks good. So we're making a decent amount of cash right now. Keep in mind, once our tech goes up, we're going to be able to build roads, and that's very important for being able to get around our territory. It's also going to be expensive. Like, incredibly expensive. I think it's going to be 50 gold per road. So, unless that's been changed, that's going to be quite a lot. I don't want to lose political influence for right now. We need all the political influence we can get our hands on because we need to do provincial investments here. This is going to be the import routes that we need to get. That'll give us 2 building slots, which will be pretty decent. So that's not too bad. But overall, that's a very, very solid expansion up here. I would like to see, for sure, I would like to see a fortress here. I think this fortress should probably be moved. Okay, 11k down here. Noted. We're going to need to move our fleet back to Panay. And we're going to need to raise these guys right on up. Now, are these guys disloyal? No. Good. Not yet, anyway. So we're going to need to go deal with these barbarians. Our fleet is going to take some time to get down here. We probably should have moved them preemptively, but that's okay. We pretty much knew that this was going to be happening. And the barbarians are going to be fairly... They're going to be happening a fair amount, I should say. So we're going to have these barbarians, we're going to have these barbarians, these barbarians. There's going to be a number of them popping up here, most likely. Do we want stability right now? Honestly, I don't feel like it's super necessary. I'll take the national tax. Cool. So that looks good. Our fleet is going to be pulling into harbor very shortly here. There we go. And these guys, well, they can just hop onto the fleet. There we go. And we're going to head up over here. We should be able to catch the barbarians here. This is fine. It's very rude, but it is fine. We can call down an omen. I'm going to go with slaves for surplus. That'll be fine. And I want all 4 of these units to just head in here. We'll just eliminate these barbarians. No problem. Cool. Heresy? How rude. Gaining half a point of centralization. That's pretty solid. Monthly centralization plus 0.03. We'd lose gold, lose political influence. But I think that's okay. Let's do it. So we're going to fight these barbarians here. No problem whatsoever with that. I want our navy to head back to our capital. And we'll just station it there. Now, we definitely can drop our fort maintenance right now, and we should. Now, where are these retreating to? They're retreating up over here. And actually, that's where they're actually retreating, which is good. Is this the capital of this state? No, the capital's up here. Okay, that'll auto-cap back. So barbarians lost the battle, but they were not stack wiped there. Probably because we arrived at vastly different times. Which is something that I don't like about the way that levies work in Imperator. I wish you could tell them to stay together and not do this. Because now we didn't kill them again. And we're going to need to head down over here. Because our heavy forces, our heavy infantry, are lagging behind. Our forces that actually do damage aren't keeping up. That's something that might get fixed with roads. We'll see how that goes. But I wish there was a way to lock the armies together and tell them, do not move separately. If only. Well, we stack wiped them this time. That seems fine. If we disband, I have a sneaking suspicion. Now, these guys are locked in right now. I have a sneaking suspicion that barbarians are going to immediately raise back up. Maybe not this time. Okay, that's fine. We'll give it a little bit. And over here in Panay, we're going to want to start building a noble district. I want to produce a lot more research here. We're still at minus 50% from Is tribe, right? And our centralization is getting up high enough that we'll be able to leave our tribal roots behind fairly soon. But we definitely need to get technology for that to happen. We need centralized production. So all 4 of these are already designated for centralized production. And the furthest one is 545. Yeah, that's assuming that we don't get any additional bumps. For now, that's probably a bad assumption, so that's okay. So we're going to get these noble districts on. We're going to also get Court of Laws done. And then we're going to also build academies here, and then whatever else we can do, we're going to build libraries. So that seems reasonably fine. Our political influence, where possible, is earmarked for getting business investments here. Malayan Mountain again? Okay, out over here. Yeah, that's fine. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to go deal with these barbarians. That will not be a particularly big deal. Let's just raise up our levies so that hopefully I remember to do it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamers, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.